Prachi.
I am Muskan, and today we are going to watch UK versus US food, which is better. So, according to me, Indian food is better because yes, we are Indians. And as I know about US food, so we know about Texas, so they have amazing food, and the food sizes are so big, the burgers, the cokes, and
Yeah.
everything. And if I talk about UK, so what I've heard, I have not tried, but what I've heard is they kind of have less spicy or kind of healthy food they consume. What do you think?
Exactly. As an Indian, obviously I love spicy food, but UK slightly they have, less masalas, but we are
Yeah.
we love spicy food, guys. And
Yeah.
also US, I can relate to it to more because the speciality there, the staple burgers, the hamburgers, the French fries. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of that food.
Yes.
So yeah, let's see which food is better. So let's get into this video.
Today, we'll be pitting UK food versus US food and looking at their
Wow.
shocking differences.
Follow me.
We'll be examining which country provides the
Maggie.
best food overall, from restaurants to supermarkets. We'll also look at which has healthier
Wow.
options, is cheaper, and what's available in
Mouth-watering.
each
I'm
country.
hungry.
What do you think about the differences between the food found in the United States and the United Kingdom? Are there
think
any
chicken
differences
wings.
we missed? Let us know in the comments. Round 1. Quality of ingredients.
Okay.
Ingredients in food we eat vary wildly depending on whether we are eating food from a package or food from a
Yes.
restaurant. As a result, we'll be looking at the major food chains common in both countries and whether the quality of their ingredients differs widely. In 2019, food activist Vani Hari, who also
Food
goes by
Babe.
the Food Babe online, showcased her research into the difference in ingredients found in packaged food items. This included
Okay.
Doritos, Mountain Dew, Quaker Oats, Heinz tomato ketchup, and more. She discovered
famous
that packaged
brands.
food made and sold in the US contained vast amounts of artificial coloring and flavoring. For example, in the United Kingdom, Mountain Dew got its bright color from beta carotene, a natural color
Color
derived
derived.
from certain orange or
Yeah.
yellow foods. In the United States, it came from yellow 5. Yellow 5 is a petroleum-based dye called
turmeric?
tartrazine. Most studies on
tartrazine.
artificial food colorings like tartrazine have shown that children who consume large doses can be negatively affected.
Randomized double-blind
this is
placebo-controlled
so
food
harmful.
challenge, published in perhaps the most prestigious medical journal in the world, showing artificial colors increased inattentiveness, impulsivity, and hyperactivity
Overactivity.
among young children.
You may also remember when groups campaigned to have azyl dicarbonamide removed from bread in Subway, McDonald's, Wendy's, and many other major American food chains. This was in part because this chemical can also be found in yoga mats.
What?
The additive is approved by
what?
the FDA, and other
Yeah.
companies also use it in their breads. Subway came under fire after a food blogger petitioned for its removal, noting that the chemical is also used to make yoga mats.
The campaigning by Harry to remove harmful ingredients from specific US packaged food has proven successful on multiple occasions, but there is
Wow.
still a lot of work to be done in the United States.
And the World Health Organization has deemed it an asthmatic trigger. It causes lung issues in workers who handle it, skin irritation, eye irritation. So this is a very dangerous chemical that's being used in our bread.
The reason
What is
why
happening
UK
in
may
US?
fare better in this area is due to the fact that food regulations regarding artificial colorings and ingredients are generally much stricter.
Stricter
For
in
example,
UK.
Strict
in
in
Europe
that.
alone, food companies must include warning labels if they use artificial
That's
dyes.
actually nice.
This results in many opting not to use them, as it may deter potential customers. This and other deterrents forces companies to manufacture products in a more health-conscious way, meaning the United
Wow.
Kingdom is the winner when it comes to the quality of ingredients in their foods.
Whoa.
Winner, United
One
Kingdom.
with
You get
UK.
one.
Round 2.
Nice.
Portion sizes. Okay, it's no secret that the United States is known for overfilling
Big
meals
sizes.
in what has become known as supersized
Supersized.
portions.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at how big that
Oh
thing
my
is.
god,
But
French
is that
fries.
the case across the board? Food Insider did a deep dive into several of the nation's shared fast food chains, dissecting just how big each of their standard sizes are. In every instance, the US had
Oh my
considerably
God.
larger portion sizes per meal, both in volume and weight.
I can't even dump it.
Oh my god,
Yo.
the size.
Look how much chicken this is. Oh my god, what a mess.
Even the plate is
This
small
isn't
for
just
that.
the case with fast food, as packaged foods are commonly sold in more significant gram amounts in the US.
Eat a Snickers.
Snickers.
Better?
A standard Snickers bar, for example, is
52
52.7 grams in the United States and 48 grams in the UK. Sometimes there are even comically
Slight
large
thing.
editions available in the United
This
States.
is a big size
This
of
is
Snickers.
1 pound, or roughly 453.6 grams.
That isn't entirely a good thing, as the United States ranks significantly higher than the United Kingdom in the percentage of obese adults
People
living in
are
the
obese
country.
over
While
there.
1 in
they
8
are.
Americans rely on food stamps, the stocks of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried
Taco
Chicken,
Bell.
and McDonald's
Actually,
are at all-time
McDonald's,
highs.
Wendy's.
Some might remember the 2004 documentary Super Size Me, in which director Morgan Spurlock lived exclusively on fast food, which spurred
Okay.
active discussions about the health risks of America's fast food.
Anybody would say right now that you're sick.
However, we don't measure for health, we measure for sizes. In almost every case, the United States destroys the UK's portion sizes.
Oh,
Winner, United States. Round 3.
But that's not
Overall
healthy.
prices.
Oh, the
Given that the
prices.
UK and the
This is
US
interesting.
use two different currencies that can fluctuate in value, it can be hard to examine just how much difference there is in food price. However, if the earlier
down.
section of portion sizes is anything to go on, there is increased opportunity to be served more. But
Yeah.
does that translate into how expensive the food actually is?
Of course.
According to MyLifeElsewhere.com, the United Kingdom's cost of living average when eating out was higher. Some even on average as 25% more expensive than the US when eating at an inexpensive restaurant. But
Really?
while it might be more expensive to eat out, what about buying your groceries and eating from
that
home?
is actually
According to
important.
Numbeo.com, the cost of these individual items decreases exponentially if you're shopping in the UK. A 500-gram loaf of fresh bread would cost you $2.76 on average
That's
in the
nice.
United States, but would
Wow.
only cost $1.31 when exchanged for pounds in the UK.
Oh.
Overall, consumer prices are 3% lower and grocery prices are a staggering 20% lower. However, restaurant prices are 5% higher than in the United States. Given how much these
Whoa.
percentages lean in the UK's favor, the winner of this round is the United
you.
Kingdom. Winner,
Yeah.
United
Yeah.
Kingdom. Round
Because
4,
that is expensive.
variety. The United
Variety.
States has one of the biggest economies in the world. It also has larger portion sizes, but doesn't have the most food chains
I
and
think
products
US has
available.
variety
This might be a
compared
bit
to UK.
unfair, as the United States is 40 times bigger than the United Kingdom. It makes complete sense then that
Crazy.
most of the world's largest restaurant chains originated
US.
from the US.
US.
McDonald's, KFC, Burger King,
Burger King as well.
Starbucks,
Yeah.
Domino's, Pizza Hut, just to name a few.
I'm actually hungry after seeing this.
Yeah.
There are many chains from the United States that haven't made the crossover, however. The United Kingdom does have a few select brands originating in the nation, such as Wetherspoons and Greggs. However, the United States vastly outweighs its competition in large brand availability and origins.
God bless the USA.
This also extends to packaged food as well. There are many sweets and treats from the United States that would need to be exported to the United Kingdom rather than be made by a local
Oh,
factory.
they
So,
export.
in the case of the variety of foods
US
available to the
wins.
average customer, the United States
Is
wins
the
out.
winner.
Winner,
Yay.
United
So
States.
they're equal now.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 5. Food safety standards.
The
To
most
clarify,
important thing.
when we
Yeah.
say food safety standards, it doesn't just refer to the type of ingredient a food might contain, but also the enforced practices a country will partake in
Oh,
to prevent the
preparing and
spread of
storing as well.
foodborne illnesses.
The principles of food safety aim to prevent food from becoming contaminated and causing food poisoning. With this in mind, ensuring that food is safe for human consumption is likely the most critical part of the food preparation process.
This
Okay.
means we will measure how sanitary
Donuts.
food production is in the US and UK and look at the processes involved in creating the food for purchase. This includes the management and care for animals. The United States clearly has a larger population to cater for. It also has farther to travel to get their farm produce. And while the food safety
Farm
practices
fresh.
have been ranked
Wow,
closely on an
this is so
international
fresh.
stage, there are still areas for concern. The United Kingdom has had a few food-related scares. A notable case includes the 2013 horse meat scandal, where foods advertised as beef in the EU contained horse meat.
The horse meat controversy began last month. Horse DNA was found in burgers stocked by some supermarket chains, including Tesco, Iceland, and Lidl. Today, the beef saga has spread, affecting firms in the UK, Irish Republic, Poland, and France.
But this is an outlier in the UK food industry, as locally produced food follows a lot of stringent cleanliness and tracing laws. All cattle are registered at birth,
so good.
individually verified, and have their movement monitored throughout their entire life. In addition, British beef requires their country of birth, rearing, and slaughtering to be listed on packages. American farmers, on the other hand, have no such obligations.
Good for the customers.
Animal cruelty laws are also much more advanced in the UK than in
Animal
non-EU
cruelty, actually,
countries.
it's
As a
important.
result, many
We both are
profit-based
vegetarians, so
practices
it's
have
tough
been
for us to
outright
watch
banned,
this.
including battery cages, sow stalls, and male pig castration. Animal feed also has stricter rules in the UK. To reduce the risk of transmitting brain disease in chicken, meat and bone meal isn't allowed in poultry feed. In addition, some feeds that promote growth in pork and chicken aren't authorized to be
They
used
should
on
not
British
be
farms.
authorized.
If
Yeah.
we're looking at crops, there is also a difference in pesticides used. Since 2016, the UK and EU have banned an insecticide called chlorpyrifos due to its link to brain damage in children.
Well, the Nazi state developed this set of chemicals to be nerve gases. Sarin gas is in this family. But after the war, they realized, well, this will attack anything with the nervous system, so it's very effective in treating crops and killing insects. But if it drifts, of course, it poisons people. It has the same kind of effect.
It is legal to use in the US, however. The same goes for neonicotinoids, which were banned in Europe due to concerns over their harm to bees.
Neonicotinoids are water soluble and relatively mobile in the ground. So when it rains, they are easily washed into the groundwater and runoff water.
Oh.
This means they affect the whole environment and are also absorbed by wildflowers and plants via their roots.
So they are in our foods.
The entire landscape becomes toxic for insects.
As recently as 2020, the UK banned fungicide chlorothalonil due to concerns about its effect on water quality and the environment. But perhaps the most frequently discussed difference is the use of chlorine to wash chicken. The process is used to decontaminate the meat and kill any bacteria left on the skin before it's sent off for packaging.
But really, it's a different standard in the United States. And it's not just
Chlorine
chicken.
water
While
is
this
used
is
in
a
swimming
common
pools.
practice in the
Yeah.
United
The
States,
pools
a
clean.
trade group called the
Yes.
Soil
They are using it for
Association
chickens.
argues that chlorine washing simply gives the impression contaminants have been killed. The United
Yeah.
Kingdom, by comparison, doesn't allow this practice. They instead rely on rules that are designed to keep the meat as clean as possible through processing. It would certainly appear the United Kingdom is further ahead when it comes to the safety of its practices in creating food. Winner, United Kingdom.
UK.
United States 2, United Kingdom 3.
Three.
Overall, the United Kingdom beats out the,
The
US
winner.
with a narrow 3-2 victory.
You know, while watching this video, it only reminded me of the food factory that I guess maybe we or maybe you used to watch on FTV 18 when we were small. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I guess UK somewhere wins because on the basis of safety standards, be it not on the variety, maybe UK people are like, as we said in the starting, that UK has a bit slight of less spicy food, less masaledar food, actually this is the reason that they are more on the safer side.
Yeah, that kind of, because here UK is the winner and there are like certain reasons behind that. Because in India also, if we talk about India, so there are a lot of food items, like they use a lot of coloring, these things, these toxic chemicals in the food, and our government is not doing anything about it. And I'm just appreciating here that UK is concerned about that its people. And if we talk about US, the food is good, but I think so you guys should also be concerned about your health as well.
Exactly. So let me know, what do you guys think? So like, share and subscribe. Bye.